Hello, my name is Alex, COO of Latent Insight, and I'm excited to be presenting to you today. And I'd like to begin with introducing you to Gartner's #1 strategic trend for this year, the Internet of Behaviors, which, according to Gartner, is something that will reach a market penetration of round about half the world's internet population. And that already in 2 years' time. So, what is the Internet of Behaviors? Well, it is analyzing data, but not in the traditional sense. It is rather all about behavioral psychology, thus to understand user behavior in a way more depth. Meaning to understand decision-making drivers. Drivers which are behind every single click any internet user is doing any other day. Now, Latent Insight is a deep tech in exactly that space. And what we're doing is tracking cursor movements while users interact with a website or web application. And our machine learning models are trained to then translate these into personality traits of these users. Personality traits, as you may know them from psychology, like the Big Five, but there are also others like trustworthiness or risk propensity and many more. So to make this more tangible, we have prepared a demo system. And there we simulate a user experience survey for an imaginary organization that would like to improve their web services. Just like the ones that you find on any other website. So while I'm simulating a random web user and give my humble opinion by clicking around and going through the survey, in the background, Latent Insight is actually tracking my cursor movements. And by hitting the submit button, two things are going to happen. On one hand, the user will continue on their web journey, but on the other, the organization will of course receive the survey feedback. However, not just the information submitted, but also latent insights on the user's personality. Meaning, Latent Insight calculates the user's personality traits in order to describe aspects of their personality and intent. For instance, providing a trustworthiness score, hence to tell the organization whether the information provided was with a trustworthy intent or not. Which, as you can imagine, helps the organization to make a way better informed decision. So, this again creates a heap of use cases across many industries. For instance, in insurance claims management, by providing a trustworthiness score with each online claims form submitted, or say banking, where Latent Insight can augment customer risk profiles regarding KYC, or in government, or in fact any other industry organization with an HR marketing department which share a natural interest in understanding personalities, right? Now, Latent Insight is built in a secure, cloud-based and a GDPR-compliant manner, and that along with the data ethics framework we very much adhere to. And we have a go-to-market SaaS business model and are targeting B2B, i.e. insurances, bank and so forth, but also B2B2B like CRM or HR system vendors who would like to integrate Latent Insight in their solution offering. And this is brought to you by a global team based in Australia, Portugal, as well as Switzerland. So introducing first and foremost our CEO Katja, a PhD in biomedical engineering, along with CTO Carol, a seasoned data scientist, myself, a jack of all trades in the analytics industry for many years, along with Marcus, a PhD in cognitive neuropsychology, as well as Hugo. He's a professor for biomedical engineering, and last but not least, Klaus, a well-seasoned business strategist. And during the past years, we've been busy with intensive R&D to validate the science behind Latent Insight. We also built the solution. We proudly went through the F10 incubation program, and we also have now 2 POCs lined up. And as you might have already guessed, we are just at the verge to enter the market. Thus have been bootstrapping with a lot of sweat, tears and time, along quite some respectable amount of research grants. And we're going to market with very little competition related to our field, but currently no known direct competitors, just IBM and the US government. Hence, we believe we have a true first mover advantage. Not just for ourselves, but in particular for interested investors as well as early adopters. So in terms of investment, we are looking for very early stage seed capital to help us expand and gain a proper market valuation. But speaking of early adopters, we are looking for customers who would like to be at the competitive edge. So our MVP is ready. It's scalable and easy to integrate with your business processes. Yeah, and with that, and on behalf of the entire Latent Insight team, I will conclude with a massive thank you for your consideration, but also a huge thank you to the F10 team and their sponsors, of course. So please do contact us or come see us in the virtual conference booth. We are all there and happy to answer your questions. And do not forget our demo at demo.latent-insight.com. Check it out, and thanks ever so much.